Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Game 2 of Fnatic versus Poseidon. Fnatic, well, we talked about how they're in a bit of a slump as of late, and, well, after a couple of wins in Starlander, they're now going to find their first loss in WePlay Dota 2. Group D just starting off, and, well, they're already 0-1, which is not good news for them when there's rox.kis who are 4-0, Poseidon now up to 3-2. Both these two teams who could potentially advance over Fnatic. Fnatic almost have to get a win here, I feel, in game number 2.
Yeah, and there's not many free wins in the group if you're losing to Poseidon. I mean, you have to beat Na'Vi, rox.kis is no pushover. And, you know, Gots and I kind of talked over during the break to say, is it Fnatic playing poorly or was it just the draft coming out from Poseidon? That draft was... Like, how do you beat that draft?
Yeah, they ban out they straight ban out two of the heroes.
Yeah.
Fairly, the OD to me was the most crucial hero there because he gives them the strong team fight. Basically, sure the shields are nice, but I still feel you can kill a hero like if you focus everything on him, regardless. But OD Astral is what prevented that, and then you have the team fight from the OD. The Drow and the Weaver aren't that good in team fighting. He was the only actual team fight hero they have, and when you're 5-man pushing, being survivable is one thing, but you have to be able to win a team fight, which is what Sunny's Eclipse gave them.
Yeah, and also, you know, goes back to the beginning of the draft. We asked what a Baden was worth first pick. If you look at the lineup, what else do you first pick if you don't first pick a Baden?
Well, the OD was maybe the other hero they really needed.
OD and Badoon is the two big one, but it was Treant, Weaver, and Drow Ranger.
I feel like Weaver maybe should have been a second stage ban from Fnatic.
Sure, that's
apart from, I don't think Weaver was even a key hero necessarily that game.
No,
it could have been replaced. The Drow was necessary, as was the OD, as was the Abaddon and Treant.
I think Weaver you could replace it with like a Mirana.
Yeah.
Any good off lane, like a Queen of Pain, maybe even. Just like some random stuff in the off lane that has a good escape spell and survival.
Yeah, even just like a standard Clockwork, I feel, wouldn't have done too badly.
You gotta benefit from the range.
Yeah,
aura.
Kind of.
Yeah. And you can't really have stuns. That's not allowed. So.
Yeah, Clockwork, too many stuns. Yeah. Well, Fnatic gonna go a different route here in game 2. They pick up their supports, Bane, Visage early on in the draft. Bane to deal with the Lifestealer largely. Visage just, well, he's Visage.
Yeah. Although we saw this morning that Visage in late game, pretty ass.
Very under-farmed Visage. When we've seen like Fear and stuff playing with EG, he gets a ton of farm. He really prioritizing getting that fast Aghanim Scepter, and this is where I think Visage doesn't really scale off towards the late game. But the Chinese teams we saw playing that true support role, did nothing late game.
Okay. Well, Poseidon, their supports are not that good in late game either. Naga obviously give you the song, but you know Chen creeps as well as Chen himself. Not really suited that Sayer game. So I think both teams, at least judging by the supports, is looking to have their plays either in the early game or the mid games.
Yeah, this is where if you're Poseidon, you want to have that Storm Lifestealer combo. You probably want to pick up the Storm now, otherwise it gets banned out. Puck's already banned out, which is your other good hero to combine with a Lifestealer. So
there's also Queen of Pain, although Queen of Pain mid has been somewhat falling off.
Not a big fan of the Queen of Pain mid, and even just Queen of Pain gets shut down too easily by a number of heroes, I feel. Any like instant stuns and disables, you've got your Bane with a Fiend's Grip, but even heroes like Clockwork match up pretty well against Queen of Pain. Not so much in the laning stage, but come mid game, I feel Queen of Pain's quite weak, whereas Storm Spirit is just much more of a reliable solo mid semi carry. But they'll go Storm. So we've seen a lot of Storm Spirit Lifestealer. I think saw it at least twice yesterday, and this is the second time we've seen it today.
Yeah, I think Storm Lifestealer to me is a combo that it works. It's very, very stable, but at the same time, there's a ton of weaknesses. One of which is you could beat Storm very easily in lane. You smoke gank him, you shut him down, or just get him, you know, in a lane that he's just so oppressed. And especially when you open up with this draft with Lifestealer, Chen, and Storm, you know the Storm has to go mid. You know the Lifestealer has to go safe lane. There's not many other ways to lane it. I guess you could put the Lifestealer mid and Storm top, but that doesn't solve a lot of the issues. So one way to really punish this combo is beat them in lane. Another thing is something that we saw a couple days back in either WePlay or the WPCAs is once you do really well in the laning stage, you could just group up and 5-man.
Yeah.
And what is Storm going to do is zip it and leave a Lifestealer there. Lifestealer gets shut down and killed. So I guess Fnatic is going to go for the lane dominance. Queen of Pain is going to get selected, and well, we'll see how it goes here against that Storm.
The good thing for Queen of Pain is that, apart from the Storm, there's not a whole lot to do with the Queen of Pain. Chen doesn't offer much. Nagastone has an ensnare, but you can easily disjoint that using a blink, and you can still cast all your spells when you are in stand-up. And Lifesteal, of course, lacking the lockdown for a Queen of Pain, but can dodge a lot of those nukes. So we'll see. Yeah, Fnatic, very key that they have a dominant first 10 minutes of the game. They need to do really well in the laning stage, as well as get some successful early game ganks off.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games that both Storm and Queen and Pain is going to be straight rushing at Orchid. Whoever finishes first is going to have a lot of leverage over the other hero. For example, Queen of Pain, once she's got the Orchid, she's going to be ganking Storm, ganking
Yep.
Lifestealer, and just about everybody else, and vice versa for the Storm Orchid.
All right, well, Fnatic, they need a last pick as far as their carry goes, something for Air in the trialing for Poseidon. Looking towards most likely just a straight up offlaner here, unless they do want to do the offlane lifesteal, which is very possible, and they get some kind of a ranged semi carry. Gyrocopter still in the pool, probably being the main one. Both teams could fit in a Gyrocopter here, but I wonder if Fnatic have something planned. They could go for a Bane Mirana type draft if they want to get really aggressive as far as the early game ganking goes. I feel like Mirana would be quite nice in their lineup.
It is. At the same time, it also doesn't give them any late game Lich offlane. This is something that we've seen time to time from Gold Black's draft. You play against Gold Black, you ban a Lich, and nobody understands why. Well, perhaps some of his influence is spilled over into Poseidon.
There's definitely like some trends with these Russian Dota teams. They really like the lifesteal of Storm Spirit. It's constantly these Russian teams pulling it out, and then the Lich as well. I mean, you mentioned Go Black. Well, Poseidon doing it here now, and Fnatic go anti-mage last, so they're going to go for a true traditional late game carry, and a carry who's pretty good against Storm Spirit because of the Mana Void.
Yeah, also pretty weak against him when there's Orchid on top. So it depends on how you look at it. Orchid is
if you can get the Manta up fast enough is the key thing.
Yes. Yeah, both teams, Orchid is the quintessential item here, and let's not forget that Lich with the Frost Armor is fairly legit in terms of giving a ton of survivability.
Actually surprised to see an Anti-Mage directly after a Lich pick, just because Lich is essentially denying 25% of Anti-Mage's farm and experience. Yeah.
An Anti-Mage who has a fairly slow ring of health is going to just get nuked down.
Normally the reason you don't see the offlane Lich too much is because he just loses his tower too fast, because most teams go for a fast T1 tower push. But with this kind of a trialing from Fnatic, one, they can't really push that fast, Bane, Visage, Anti-Mage, and two, they just want to keep the lane static for Anti-Mage to farm. So we may look for some early Bane, Visage, Smoke wraparounds to try and kill the Lich at his tower, but apart from that, Anti-Mage is going to get his farm largely denied.
Yeah, I mean, Lich, I imagine he's going to be going for mostly a sacrifice as well as Frost Blast build, but
yeah,
if he somehow finds a point to just kind of squeeze it in, I feel like Ice Armor early,
like by level 4 or something, or even like at level 3.
maybe even level 3.
Yeah.
It's a completely untraditional, but if you look at how this lineup is going to kill, at least in the laning stage, it's probably something like Nightmare into Grave Chill into a whole bunch of right clicks. There's not much nuke to follow up with, at least not in the level 1 or level 2.
Yeah.
You just Frost Armor and walk the hell out of there.
Imagine Fnatic will be trying to, as much as they maybe can kill level 1, they'll probably recognize the fact Lich is going to play very safe and just try and guarantee their pull. Like they get their Visage and Bane up to a fast level 2, level 3. And then at that point, Lich cannot show his face in lane.
Yeah, I think the more important thing is the fact that Lich can't really punish them for them smoking mid and gank the Storm on the mid lane. I think that's kind of the big thing, because let's say if it's another offlane hero like a Bounty Hunter or a Darkseer, once your supports leave the lane, he could go into the lane and start harassing Anti-Mage. Whereas Lich, he goes in the lane, maybe Frost Blast Anti-Mage once, but that's pretty much it.
Shrugs it off.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think that gives Fnatic a ton of opportunity to gank mid if they want to take it, or if they want to just jungle all day. Lich can't really harass either.
Yeah. Do you think they go? I guess they want to go for those early ganks mid on the Storm before he hits level 6.
Yeah, I think so. Unless Honey is just shutting him down hard, and Honey is one of those players that's very familiar with Queen of Pain, and it's a matchup advantage. So
something they can also do is just gank. So Bane can solo gank mid, leave the Visage at bottom lane, harassing the Lich, zoning him out, and also just going for pulls. And then Bane, just with a Nightmare setup, can probably get a kill on Storm Spirit mid if he pushes up too far.
Yeah, depending on how low Storm is,
around like a level 4, level 5 maybe.
By himself can. Because he doesn't do much damage.
It's more like level 4. Like let's say the Storm is like just pushing up around the middle of the river. Then a Nightmare to set up a Queen of Pain, Shadow Strike, Scream. It could potentially, but
I'd rather you just send 2 supports there.
Yeah.
Get a clean one and then come back.
Okay. Well, as for Poseidon, their supports, they've got the Naga, Siren, and Chen. So we can look towards Chen going for some early ganks, which is kind of what we saw in their Poseidon previous game when they had the Chen. I believe it was. Was it Poseidon with the Chen, or was it Scary Faces? I think it was actually Scary Faces we had Chen. In the first 2-game series we had, there was a Chen game where there was a lot of early ganks from the Chen Naga, Siren.
It was Scary Face Chen into the... No,
Never
it was
mind.
Jadam on the Naga.
Yeah, and it was...
and then... whoever plays support on the Shen.
Yeah.
So it's the same Shen.
Okay. The last player being Sakura. That's
Sakura,
right. Yeah. So he went for a lot of early ganks using. I mean, they started with double smoke, both Naga and Shen having a smoke. Problem is you can't really smoke gank a Queen of Pain. At least not with their heroes. Ensnare will prevent a blink, but you can.
I guess
blink
if
dodge it.
Storm pulls and during the pull you drop in the snare, then
Yeah.
that's possible. It's a
That's
lot
true.
harder. Speaking of Sakura, what happened to the one of that? There was a Southern East Asian player named Sakura back in old days. He used to play with Yamate.
I know who you mean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Do you know what happened to him?
He played on one of like Papa John's team, didn't he as well? I want to say.
I don't know.
PPX?
I remember. Yes. Yes. He used to play support.
He's gone. I'm sorry. Or he moved to Russia.
Right, Russia.
Well, because he's playing with Poseidon.
Oh.
It's the same player.
I don't think
No.
it's the same player.
No. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these two drafts unfold. But I don't know. I don't have much more to say about the drafts.
I don't either.
Cool.
I'm very tempted to walk up and get some airheads.
I don't want to talk about airheads. I get in trouble
Oh, okay.
every time I do.
Because you say some like racial stuff, man.
Look, talking about white people porridge is not racist. It's different to you.
I straight up
You-
call it guaylo porridge. You know what guaylo porridge means? Guaylo means?
It's like white boy.
Yeah, that's what like
yeah.
Cantonese people call.
Yeah, Guilla. Yeah. I've
mad,
heard of that.
mad
For foreigners.
foreigner.
It's kind of not like. I mean, it's not an insult.
It's not.
but
It's not. It's insult.
close.
It's not
Yeah, yeah.
racist. Yeah.
It's not like a racist one, but it's definitely like a slight insult. It's like saying, "Oh, you're not from around here."
You're
Like
foreigner, yeah.
you don't understand. It's like saying like, "Oh, he's a Guelo." It's like he doesn't understand like
Yeah.
the Asian culture. Basically, is the implication. But
There's also one. There's like a black T-shirt, and in white font it says like, "Byron Kanbudon," and what it translates to, "White people can't read this." Is that racist? Not really. It's like, I'm gonna try to find that T-shirt and
it's like if I had a T-shirt which just said, "Chinese people can't read this."
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's kind of racist
Yeah.
because you're basically implying that they don't understand that they can't. If you're of a certain ethnicity, you're not able to learn that language, which isn't true.
Okay.
There's like Chinese people, a ton of them speak and read English. Similarly, there's a ton of white people who speak and understand Chinese.
There's one group that does more than the other. Although
I don't know if that's true. If you, I mean, consider
It's
China's
definitely-
population.
yeah.
How much of China actually speaks English? Would you
you
say?
mean percentage-wise?
Yeah. I mean, you're basing that off like Chinese Americans. I think if you look at the actual native Chinese population, a big
Yeah,
majority
I agree.
don't speak.
I agree.
But it's probably, I'd say, it's still bigger percentage.
Although English is a mandatory part of education in China.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I started learning Chinese or English when I was in 4th grade, and then for Hong Kong students, you start learning in grade 1. So, not that it means anything. People still can't speak English,
Yes.
but it is mandatory to learn English.
You know who learns a ton of languages growing up?
Holy shit, we just had. Oh, we had some next level stuff. I
What
saw a
happened?
logo of Airhead. Right here. There you go. Why is it on my
Lumi's
head?
an airhead.
I'm
Because
out
you're
of
an
control.
airhead, Lumi.
I'm out of control, guys.
I wonder if we can get airheads to sponsor us.
Yeah, we just like 5-10 seconds right there.
That should be worth a couple grand right now.
Yeah.
I'll invoice them after today's broadcast. They didn't actually know about the contract, but it's there. It's somewhere. Anyways, back on what I was talking about. Back on topic for this game. Swiss people speak like 4 different languages. That
Okay. I thought most Europeans speaks a ton of languages.
That's true, but
Yeah.
Swiss even more so because firstly the country is there's half of the Switzerland's your German side, then there's your French side, but with the German as well, there's your like true German, like your High German, and then there's the Swiss German, which is different. So
Okay.
Swiss people generally speak French, Swiss German,
Yeah.
High German, and then English. You have to learn English
What's the
in school
difference
as well.
between High German and German?
High German and the Swiss. High German is like what you speak in Germany,
Okay.
and then Swiss German is just it's slightly different but similar. I'm not exactly sure, but I have some Swiss relatives who speak 4/5 languages. Some of them
Dang.
speak 5 languages. I'm just like,
hold on.
who does that?
Oh, dude, I love top.
I think this is like Jarrett giving signs. He's saying, "Look, we want
Can we tap in the game real fast?"
He's like,
because Chen is doing some questioning shit again. I'll tap before they resume. Look at this fucking Chen right now.
I think he's broken the previous Chen's high jump record.
Yeah, it seems like it.
This Chen is looking to one up the previous Chen.
It's really hard to one up that thing. Is that a donkey or a horse or some shit? Like that thing could jump.
Yeah. I don't know how they do this. This is twice in a row. That's some impressive pausing.
No, actually, you could pick the hero during the pause, and this is what happens.
Okay.
So I'm not sure whether he is actually jumping higher. Although
he was the one who was disconnected.
yes.
So it looks like it. It looks like Poseidon are ready to go. Fnatic haven't replied, so I believe we are waiting for them to come back on. Apparently there was a Steam login problem. A couple times this has happened today, so do apologize. Lumi doesn't apologize because he's an airhead.
His shadow looks like OD, doesn't it? This is
I want to make this out. This is where we see how well Valve have done with the shadows.
Yeah. Does that look like an OD?
You can see the actual, like, his scepter there, that little thing sticking out, is actually, like, the tip of its scepter.
Okay. There's a lot of things sticking out. Which one? Is it this,
I'm not convinced this
over?
shadow is accurate of Chen's current position.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Alright.
That was a good landing. 9 out of 10.
On his back leg?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like as a gymnast, as a former gymnast
Are you actually a former gymnast analyst?
No.
Yeah.
Well, not analyst. What do you call the people who mark them? Judge. That's the
Judge,
word.
yeah.
I thought it was going to be something complicated. I'm like, wait a second. It's just a judge.
Do we need a Rumi English lesson of the day
No.
for that one?
I know
Or
what
we're
a
good?
judge. I know what a judge is. As a former gymnastics judge, I would give that a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, let's go back to Dota here. We're going to be having Fnatic on the Radiant side. They are surprisingly, although maybe not so surprising to some, down one game in this best of 2 series. It's very important that they win as many games as possible. It's going to be Trixie playing that Clockwork. So far as possibly a support. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's maybe just
Trixie's normally the offlane player.
Yeah. I would look at his items like he must be scouting.
Yep.
Fly's going to be playing the Visage. Arrow's going to be handling the Anti-Mage. We have Notel playing the Bane Elemental. And last but not least, Honey with some fugly-ass wings on the mid lane on that Quap.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But as for the Dire side, it's going to be Poseidon. They're currently 3-2 in this group. Actually have a slight chance of advancing, possibly with an upset here. We're going to see Illidan Stormrage, the TI3 carry player on the Lifestealer.
He's the only carry player.
He's going to be supported by Jodem or Medved on the Naga Siren. The other support's going to be the Chen Sakura in the middle lane. Is he going to send... What's he doing? He's helping the Storm block.
Is he sending back a creep?
No, he's helping block. Storm messes it up, Chen catches the flak, and Storm going to be playing by Tame My Wild. And then finally in the offlane, it's going to be Pub or Cassie on that Lich. Boots first, kind of like your semi-standard offlane Lich build.
Chen should have started bottom. Send back one creep, and then you have Lich denying another.
Yeah.
That's a creep equilibrium already automatically on your side.
Well, he needed to save Tame My Wild's block, because Tame My Wild lost that block battle with Honey until the Chen
Honey
came
just stands on his side of the hill.
Yep.
And just right
Remnant not going to land. Actually, it's Tame My Wild coming out on top of that harass bot battle. And Storm getting a creep to his high ground is going to be okay here. Once Storm hits level 2, it gets even easier.
Yeah. Honey's actually just straight up lost the lane, I want to say, because he's down one south, basically.
Look at his item. He got pulled double salve. You see the Tango salve pull. I don't think I've ever seen a double salve pull, though.
He better win this lane. This is going to be embarrassing if he does not.
That was all Fly, the Visage, doing this. And this is... the tri-lane know they're up against an offlane Lich, and like, we do not need HP regen for a Lich. Like, they're thinking we can give all our golden money into the pockets of the 2 solo heroes.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Except at the same time, they give none to Trixie. Like, that could have been a salve for Trixie instead.
Yeah, Trixie don't need stuff. Trixie's just harassing. No, he kind of needs stuff. He's actually having a little bit of trouble. Is he going to be going for blocks on the camp? No, the camp's already spawned. In fact, stacked as well, so...
Yep.
Not looking good.
Well, once they've killed it off, once he can start the blocks after that, maybe. Storm in mid lane, he's actually out of position here. He's going to end up fighting Honey. Honey maybe going to get a kill here. He dodges the Remnant, so Honey with a good start so far. He can go for a blink here if he needs to. Needs to get out of that Remnant.
Woo! Salve coming out! How do you lose a triple per lane?
He should have blinked away from that Revenant.
The rocket misses as well.
If he blinks that Revenant and or disjoints the last hit, like, he gets that kill.
I'm not sure whether you could get the blink off, considering the blink animation on Queen of Pain is actually obnoxiously long.
He should have like done it like before the Revenant was even cast in anticipation, just to sort of create a much bigger gap.
Yeah, I think what you can blink is maybe one physical attack.
Yeah.
And, you know, while blinking it, you reset it.
It's not so much like blinking after the Revenant, it's just before the Revenant's even cast, I feel.
Yeah.
Well, he's... Hani, that's not the start he was looking for at mid lane against Tame My Wild. TI3 solo mid player.
That is indeed true.
Well, 2 TI3 solo mid players going up at it, and, well, it's Tame My Wild, the Russian player, getting off to an early advantage on Hani.
Must be servers. Isn't that a running joke with Fnatic?
Look,
you win a game, must be servers.
I would make a comment, but unfortunately, 2 European teams playing Lumi. There's nothing going there.
You got a Euro West.
Tame My Wild just brought back his bottle from base, and once again, it's empty. So I don't know if he messed that up, or if maybe I think he just dropped his bottle off.
These
So.
TI3 solo mid players, guys.
Look, Storm may have got the first blood, but he's sitting on 5 CS to the 12 and 6 of Hani. So Hani winning the CS battle, even though he gave up that kill.
Yeah, but when
Still
you get
not
a first
worth it.
blood, that's 8
Yeah, yeah,
CS right there.
Still definitely not worth it, but it is Hani who is on top of the CSing here. Chen actually the lead CSer.
As per usual in Chen games, by the way.
Chen, the king of last hits. He's actually rotated mid. He's looking for a kill here on Queen of Pain, but I don't think they get this without like a Naga Siren or something as well.
Ooh, Storm started laying down the harass here. One thing I've noticed that Queen of Pain has been very actively walking up the hill of Stormstreet, trying to zone him out, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he eats a couple more pot shot as a result.
This Chen needs to go for a wraparound or something, because coming straight up is not going to work, especially with just level 1 Electric Vortex. I think Chen should be wrapping all the way around. He doesn't do so. Smoke even worn off now. Oh, he's looking for this kill. Ensnare is there. I don't think he can actually get this. Hani's going to scream. Actually, he's gone for level 2 Shadow Strike, and Hani gets blown up by a Test of Fate.
Yeah, again, he tried to blink out of that one, but blink has such a long casting animation. That's 2 kill on Queen of Pain, so all that CS advantage is going to get nullified because now she's dead and Storm is CSing. And of course, his 2 kill is Storm's... Well, he's going to have himself boots after this.
Really good start by Storm. Tame My Wild just playing a fantastic mid lane here, even with the... he's CSing fine now. He's back up to the same as the Queen of Pain with the time Queen of Pain spent out of this lane. Ooh, bottom lane, there's a Nightmare onto Lich here. Gravechill to follow, as well as a Brain Sap. And Error going for this Soul Assumptions there. The last hit the kill. So Fnatic get themselves a kill in their safe lane, and possibly a T1 tower as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Lich did have boots of speed, so I'm somewhat surprised that the Bane was able to walk up to him without boots.
Yeah.
I think that was just a clear case of being out of position or too slow to react. Whatever the case is, gave away a kill. They're lucky that tower did not go down as a result.
Yeah, it's still not that costly of a kill. I mean, it's a bit of gold going the way of the Visage. Lich immediately TPs back in and starts sacrificing creeps once again. So this Anti-Mage, he may be top CS, but he could be a lot more farmed if it wasn't for this Dark Ritual or Sacrifice, as it's now called.
Yeah, Anti-Mage also very interestingly has a Ring of Basilius. This is something that you don't see often now.
Yeah.
Probably going to upgrade to Ring of... Vlad's a little bit later on, but... I mean, that's 500 gold. That's not going to her battle.
They're getting Lich again, it looks like. There's a Grave Chill. There's a Soul Assumption as well. This isn't another kill directly after. What's Lich doing that far out? I'm confused.
He's flat out of being positioned.
The previous death I'm fine with. That one was just a bit weird.
Okay. Suboptimal is the word you're looking for, I believe.
Well, as it stands, 2 kills apiece now. It is still a slight edge going the way of Poseidon. I think winning mid lane more important than winning your off lane. Like,
yeah.
It's a Lich. End of the day, Anti-Mage is going to get farmed no matter what. He's not even Anti-Mage getting these kills. It's the Visage. So this is just helping out the supports of Fnatic. But winning this middle lane is the more important lane to be won for Poseidon. Their safe lane actually isn't going that well. Lifesteal is somewhat not CSing and farming as well as I would have expected.
I mean, he's matching the Anti-Mage, so you can't really ask for much beyond
He is, but
this.
it's Anti-Mage against a Lich, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Anti-Mage is not seeing creeps at the same rate that Lifesteal has been seeing. And Lifesteal's got himself a Quelling Blade, or sorry, not Quelling, Face Boot, so he should be getting a ton more. Also, surprisingly, he's got himself an Orb of Venom, so he's looking for some early game kills, but Clockwork's one of those heroes that's going to be somewhat typical. There you go.
Straight up Cogs pushing back, and
ooh, somehow the Ensnare actually got him.
Well, Trixie needs to be careful. He is out of mana now. Has those boots, and it looks like Poseidon going to try and get themselves a tier 1 tower now.
The rotation's going to come in from Visage when Hasterin. He could just walk up, Grave Chill, and pull the creeps back.
Well, he's going to cancel the clarity on the Lifestealer. Lifestealer having full mana anyways. Another Cogs comes out. So Fnatic rotate both their supports top to just prevent this tier 1 tower push from happening. Anti-Mage does just fine. Well, I was about to say he does just fine against Lich, but he's actually really low on HP. the Ring of Health not really out-healing the constant Frost Blast spam.
Yep. Mid lane here, Hani and Queen of Pain going at it again, but it's going to be a Naga gank. Ooh, he saw Jordan coming here and blinks away just in time. Observer Ward helping out there, and obviously if Storm got the pull off and if they changed them properly, Queen of Pain's dying for sure.
Yeah, I like that play coming out from Hani. Somewhat redeeming himself from his earlier misplays. He's
I'm surprised Storm didn't just jump and initiate for the...
He should have done it a lot earlier than before the Naga Siren was even nearby, because it's level 3 Electric Vortex, which is 2-second duration, so you can almost get that kill, give Naga Siren time to get in, but either way, Storm's still doing well at this middle lane. A little bit behind the Queen of Pain on CS, but the 2 kills giving him a good edge. Bottom lane, Brain Sap, and then we'll look at no Mana Void just yet. Hand of God coming in. Lifesteal's actually TP for this one. I think the Bane may pay for this with his life. Phase Boost plus Orb of Venom, and there's your Frost Blast.
Oh, Lich!
You don't go back in.
Oh, come on.
Well, 1-for-1 trade at the bottom lane. Lifesteal getting a kill. Antimate's getting a kill. Advantage Fnatic.
That was questionable stuff, man.
Double salve from Fly gets dropped off on the Anti-Mage.
These double salve pulls.
I don't think that's the double salve that Queen of Pain had. He used his salve, so this is just excess regen being picked up. Clockwork, meanwhile, top lane, finds himself a hookshot kill.
Very easy. They just Grave Chill, walk up, Battery Assault, Clockwork hook to finish.
Storm finds a DD rune at bottom. Off to see if he can look to rotate back towards mid and try and get himself a kill on Hani on Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Hani gets gonna burn both salves in the matters of 30 seconds. He traded basically everything to right clicks with the Lifestealer. Lifestealer winning that right click war though.
Yep.
We're gonna see another gank attempt coming on the mid lane here. I think Storm should just zip in, pop the double damage, and just kill Hani with the one snare backup.
Yeah, you don't need to get Naga Siren in as close as possible for that Riptide, it feels like. Just need to make sure the ensnare lands so you can get that second Revenant, so you can get as maximum amount of overload charges as well. He's even maxed out the Electric Vortex. Often you only see 3 points in it, but he really wants that extra pull duration.
So far, we're not making a go at it just yet. Maybe they're... I mean, Queen of Pain did have Observer Ward here, so she had vision earlier, but she doesn't now, so just... Maybe expecting a game coming out this way.
Well, Antimate's being put under pressure at bottom lane. He's kind of stuck hiding behind his tower here with both Lich and Lifestealer at bottom. It's... I guess... Is anyone actually farming this top lane for Poseidon? It doesn't really look like it. They've completely abandoned it.
Yeah, they're gonna try to zone out Lifestealer, but, you know, is it worth that kind of losing a lane of free farm to nobody? Yep.
Storm being left mid, he may want to rotate bottom as well. There's 4 Poseidon heroes bottom lane trying to get this 2 on tower. I think Antimate just needs to TP top or somewhere else away from these heroes. They're giving the free farm to Visage, but Visage already level 6, so it feels like...
Jada coming around here, that's going to focus on Trixie. Trixie got the cog to protect him. We're going to see a Frost Blast, a straight up TP out, and that should be it.
Yeah, no, not enough damage to follow things up. There are no actual stuns and no possibility for damage with the cogs being placed nicely, but Poseidon going to just say, okay, let's get ourselves this T1 tower. Buckler on the Chen is up. Get some bonus armor. Meanwhile, Stormspirit at mid lane actually goes in on Hani. Going to be forced back here because Bane's showing up and...
I'm surprised he didn't just zip forward because he just needed one more hit.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I think maybe... You see the Bane and you freak out, not really realizing if he's level 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I think that was what prevented him from chasing. He wasn't 100% sure on whether Bane had grip or not.
Well, he misses a kill as a result, but his team able to actually destroy a tier 1 tower. But back on top lane, it's going to be Fly. I mean, Fly's just CSing here.
He has been for some time, and this is coming at the cost of heroes like Antimate CSing, which is where Antimate has this TP scroll. He should just TP to empty lanes. If 4 heroes come to your lane, you say, okay, waste your time here, I'm going top, or I'm going mid, wherever you may find the farm easier.
Well, I mean, I don't mind having a very, very farm Visage. In fact, you kind of were mentioning things like Fierce Visage, where you go Acceptor, back into Medallion, or having Medallion first, one or the other. But
Nightmare on mid.
Not sure where you get this kill.
Maybe with some familiar chain stuns. The hook is actually going to hit a familiar, it looks like. And Trixie now trapped under the tower with a Wraith's Lifesteal. Lifesteal's going on Clockwork. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain going to go down to the Storm Spirit. They're going to get 2 kills. Chain Frost being used, just going to land on some creeps, it looks like. Actually goes back to a familiar, but, well, the chase is still on it. They want Fly. Fly going to get Rave to himself, get himself some extra movement speed. And with no ensnare, they're not going to be able to find that kill. Naga Siren just a tiny bit short on mana. That's a big loss for Fnatic. Both their 2 solo heroes going down.
Yeah, and they somewhat initiated. That's kind of the worst part about it. And Poseidon's about to take a tier 1 tower. A very, very important one of that.
Yeah. They've got a tower early at bottom lane, and with this they'll start pulling ahead. Fnatic, it seems, may just have to fall back on the Antimates to carry them here, because things just not working out for them early on.
Life Salute gets slept here under the tower. I'm not sure what that song's gonna get used just as a retreat path.
Yeah, they got this. They got the nightmare off using one of the Chen creeps, but I think Song just being used as a. Also, just worried that the life steal was in trouble.
Okay.
Bane now level 6. He didn't actually have level 6 when he went in with that nightmare. If he had it, maybe he just goes for a straight up grip. I guess the Song of the Siren can be used to cancel it, but well, Bane is going to have to make some kills happen with this Fiend's Grip, I feel, to get Fnatic back into this game.
Now, generally, if you want to get a good smoke gank off with Bane, you just, or if you want to get a good gank off, you just smoke. Here comes the smoke from the Visage. So I imagine these two is gonna group up and start looking around for kills.
Yeah, as for Poseidon, we do see Lich back at the bottom lane. He's maxed out Sacrifice straight up. That is not what you'd normally expect from a Lich. I guess as an offlane, you can spam it as much as possible and deny the sort of maximum experience from an anti-mage. And this anti-mage still isn't leaving bottom lane.
I mean, the bottom lane's leaving him because he's getting pulled back. So all he does is go in the jungle.
And here comes a Life Stealer and Fest gank. Anti-mage, can he actually survive this? He's got 758 HP, not going for that many points in stats, and I think he's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, the blink not going to come out. The
Even
ensnare.
ensnare.
Yeah,
I don't. With or without the ensnare, they get that kill. That's problematic for Fnatic.
Yep. Alright, quickly let's do some Orchid time check. Hani is 900 gold into his Orchid, whereas Oblivion Staff is already finished. In fact, Storm's one Oblivion Staff away from finishing a second Oblivion Staff, or one quarter staff, sorry. So, this Orchid is going to come out from Storm very, very soon. We're going to see yet another smoke gank up top.
They're just waiting and not finding anyone, and whether they're smoked or not, like, okay, they're smoked and aware off, it doesn't really matter here, because I think Poseidon know what's waiting for them at top lane. They see the clockwork and they're thinking, well, this guy is not alone if he's positioning himself there. A number of heroes been missing off the map for quite some time now as well.
Oh, Lifesteal walks by and we'll see the Visage, so the juke's up. Imagine the Radiant team will back off fairly soon.
Yep. Well, Antimage decides mid lane going to be a bit better for him as far as farming goes. Lich is still bottom, just pulling this creep wave back. Lich up to 1200 gold. Oh, he's not going to be going for the mech. Chen is actually the one who has a mech, and that's at 14 minutes in, so...
What is this Lich going for? 4 staff?
4 staff is nice. I'm not sure what else. Yeah, drums.
Mech.
You kind of want a bit of extra HP, so that's where the drums is quite nice. 4 staff, I guess okay. I'm not entirely sure.
Against Clockwork, it's a good item to have.
Yeah, that's very true.
This is one of those games that Radiant's just looking to farm, and it seems like Dire's not in that position to actually mount a big push. Back in top lane, looks like engagement's gonna go on Sakura. Sakura getting blown up. The grip immediately goes on there. Lifestealer getting focused, but there's not much physical damage to see. Infest back in, back out he goes.
Trixie surviving at about 30 HP here. The Lich Chain Frost gonna come out. Oh, it bounces to the Queen of Pain.
Oh,
finds the moves. Oh, the Queen of Pain dies to the birds basically. And Lich getting a double kill, takes down the Visage as well. What a disaster for Fnatic. Now we see the Antimage blinking. He's going to bring down the Lich. Antimage showing up at the right time. Storm, meanwhile, taking down the Bane. Antimage has a Mana Void. This is not going to do enough damage at level 1 to kill the Storm, but he can just... Well, I think he can't actually chase and get this kill. Not on his own.
Yeah, he needs one more, and the one more is going to come in actually on the side of that Chen. So Chen probably going to get Storm sent back.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, maybe not. Storm just wants to keep on farming. He has the mana regen from that first Oblivion Staff. And I think his second Oblivion Staff is... Yeah, he's coming on out from the base.
Okay. And again, to me, the quintessential item to look for this game is Orchid timing. Who has the quickest Orchid? How will they use the Orchid? And Storm, definitely leading the arms race, if you will, to the Orchid.
Yeah. That fight could have gone even worse for Fnatic. Like, when they went in on the Chen didn't get either his mech or his Hand of God off. If he gets that mech off and Hand of God, he stays alive so much longer. And Fnatic find themselves probably eventually killing the Chen, but definitely not coming anywhere near killing anyone else.
Well, hopefully for him, he's going to be using his spells a little bit more on time with the coming fights. Lifestealer on top lane sees Trixie. Gets tossed back.
Trixie's trying to scout things out here with rocket flares and just see what's going on, but it's still Poseidon. They're playing on the Dire side as well, so we can even look towards them taking Roshan once they maybe have a medallion up, even before then, if they want to. Also, you asked what kis was going for. Lich is going to pick up a point booster, so it looks like we will have an Aghanim Scepter build coming out from him.
10 bounces of a ton of damage is a ton more damage.
The one real, issue that often comes with a Lich ultimate is just how slow it moves. Because you see it coming and you just make sure it gets no bounces.
Yep.
Which is where, like, actually having Blink Dagger on Lich is kind of legit, because you want to be casting that ulti from melee range so they can't actually split up before it starts bouncing. But I don't think we see a Blink Dagger Lich. It's more just one of those problems you have. You have to try and combine it with some stuns and lockdown, something which Poseidon don't have much of. They're actually very lacking in disables.
They have Chen. They have Naga and Snare. That's like half a disable each.
Well, we'll see Poseidon once again trying to siege this mid-tier 1 tower. Last time this fight went for them pretty well, although they didn't end up bringing down the tower. They've got a lifestealer who can rage in the foreground, and, well, Fnatic, they try and take this fight. It looks like maybe they want to, but they've got to be careful about how they go about that.
They'll back off for now. Hani's on the chase. No, the mech's going to send him back, so back and forth both teams go. They're going to try to break the high ground one more time. The equilibrium is somewhat in their favor. They're not going to have to worry about it.
There's your Orchid time, and they go in the Queen of Pain. The silence is there. Hani going to get blown up. The grip is being used, but this grip is not going to matter for much. Storm's it's in. They need the stuns coming out. Chain Frost's going to go. It only bounces once, but that's actually a pretty useful bounce to slow Trixie. Storm is a bit low on mana. He's going to have a zip now. He's got to pull in 5 seconds, but I don't think they're even going to need that pull. Trixie tried to turn around for a hook shot, it looks like, and he gets brought down. Lifestealer and Naga Siren. It looks like they're going to bring down Fly on the Visage here, and Fnatic in trouble in game number 2.
Yeah, Fnatic in huge trouble. Down by 6 kills. If you look at the goal chart now, it's going to be dropping down for a huge amount. And, you know, the push is going to continue here.
Yeah, they have got Anti-Mage farming. He's got his Treads Battle Fury. I think he finished the Battle Fury around the sort of 16.5, 17-minute mark. So there's still a hope for them, but it's a lone hope. It's the Anti-Mage late game carry prowess. Also just able to stall and split push. He's actually going to maybe kill this Lifestealer. Mana Void not doing enough damage.
Ooh, he invests back out, trying to right-click. He doesn't have Armlet Toggle. He barely is going to survive that one. And Era decides to not chase, not to know exactly what's behind him, but might come in here and go for a solo kill.
Yeah, Lich is kind of caught out here. Naga Siren just using the sleep to help Lich survive this one. Both of them going to TP out. Oh, Anti-Mage. Blinking on him. He gets silenced. Oh, is this Anti-Mage actually going down? This is going to be a disaster if he does, and he does. Storm even zips to the high ground and survives. There could be a Chen send back if he needs it. He's going to zip further. Chen, Test of Faith, maybe going to be used. Visage, meanwhile, gets a kill on the Lifestealer, actually. Lifestealer was still lurking around, and, well, Storm Spirit, he gets sent home. He can TP back in and maybe continue taking this fight. His TP actually on cooldown, so looks like he used it a bit earlier on. So Queen of Pain kills the Chen. They lose the Lifestealer, but the Anti-Mage kill, I would trade those 2 heroes for an Anti-Mage at this point in the game, because that's Fnatic's only late-game hope.
Yeah, I mean, you would trade it if you're Poseidon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Fnatic would trade any heroes for Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is their kind of the only option as a comeback, and it gets increasingly difficult. You said the Manta style timing has to hit about the same time the Orchid is up. Well, we will have Orchid for quite a bit, and then judging the way that he's farming, he's not going to get up to Manta anytime soon.
Yeah, and the Queen of Pain's Orchid's still a good sort of 1k gold away. Well, Lifestealer now with an armlet as well. That's also going to help him out a lot. Something he hasn't had in these last couple of fights. And Illidan, well, he's ready to go. Oh, Lich. Top lane, though. There's a smoking. It looks like they're kind of ignoring the Lich here. They're not sure if they want to go for him. They are going to rotate back around. Fiend's Grip going to be used. Hani, Sonic Wave, everything. They just want to get the kill as fast as possible, then get out. They don't want to linger any longer than they need to, because Poseidon are hot on their tail.
Overcommit much? They use a lot for that one kill. Storm's going to zip in from far and fly. Well, he thought he was safe.
Can he get more? Storm zips to the secret shop. He's going to find them. He's got an Orchid as well. Hani gets silenced up. He needs to try and find a TP out, but Naga Siren is there. Can he get the ensnare off? It looks like Hani.
Ooh, destroys the blink, and he's going to be fine. Trixie drops cogs. Nicely played here from Fnatic, rescuing each other, and, well, they get themselves a kill and pull themselves back up to 10 to 15.
Yeah, Lich for a Visage, but more than anything, it's just creating space and buying time for Anti-Mage, who was farming in the middle lane. This T1 tower actually getting very low. Era may try and walk in for this. I don't think you want to blink in for the last hit, because that means you blinked on cooldown. It's better to try and walk in for the last hit, but Storm's here with a Lifestealer as well, and Anti-Mage may go for this tower last hit. Does he actually know the Lifestealer's here? I don't think so. Oh, Era.
It could be really bad.
Oh, Era, what are you doing? There's a Lifestealer waiting, and Era's going to be punished for this. Not worth.
I mean, no. Anti-Mage could find that in the jungle, especially when you're giving a kill. I mean, I guess you see a Lifestealer by yourself, you're like, yeah, I can walk.
That Storm just played him. Imagine if he'd even got the pull before the tower gets last hit, but...
Well, now they're going to go down to the Roshan pit. And
Storm's on the hunt. He wants Queen of Pain. And he's got a regen rune, so he's healing himself up. He's going to find Hani in this bottom lane. Maybe not quite enough damage. Oh, easily enough damage with the Orchid.
Man, this Storm Orchid, it's just so easy killing squishies all day.
All I gotta say is, the number of the best Storm Spirits you see are always played by Russian players. Or, like, Eastern European players.
What do you think is
Dendi.
What do you think that's
Tame My Wild. I don't know. It suits their aggressive playstyle and just I'm not sure exactly what the answer is to that. So I'm going to find the Bane here. It looks like No-Tail going to be brought down before he can cast too much here. Visage also taking fall. No-Tail does get his Brain Sap off, but ultimately does get brought down. 2 more kills. Tame My Wild now on a beyond godlike streak. So fantastic from him. He needs to be careful because a kill towards the Anti-Mage is going to give Anti-Mage a ton of gold, but I don't think he's too worried for the time being.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, I mean, ton of gold from a side. He's going to get himself Yasha. But what does that mean? It doesn't change anything until he gets up to Manta style, which, by the way, it's like 3,500 more to go, kind of total.
And now we see Aegis likely to be picked up by Storm. It does get scattered by a Clockwork Rocket Flare, but it doesn't look like Poseidon are too worried about that. Oh, Anti-Mage is making his way nearby. Familiars on the high ground as well. Could offer some stuns here. Making sure they can block this hook shot from Trixie. And Storm's going to... Oh! He just misses. I think it hit Roshan. Sonic Wave comes in. Lifesteal are going to take a fall before he can actually armor toggle. The Chain Frost doing a decent chunk of damage there. Anti-Mage stole the Aegis as well. He's going to be respawning. Nicely played by Fnatic there. They get the Aegis still. They do lose Queen of Pain for an Anti-Mage kills off the Lich as well as the Storm Spirit. Great fight going the way of Fnatic. Contesting the Roshan, working out well for them. And now it looks like they'll bring down the Chen as well. Ghost Scepter will buy him some time, but it's not going to save his life. And I think Poseidon just getting a bit too overconfident there in the Roshan pit.
Yeah, I agree. Fnatic definitely have the mobile heroes to actually kind of punish him. Anti-Mage already sitting at 24. So we'll be able to actually do a lot more once...
That's a good turnaround for Fnatic.
Yeah.
They're still well in this game with the fact they have this Anti-Mage who's now going to... He's got his Yasha as well as 1k gold on top of that. Queen of Pain going to be only 300-400 away from an Orchid now, so... All in all, Fnatic going to see a big swing going their direction in a second on this gold graph. So it's only about a maybe 2,000-ish gold lead going the way of Poseidon. Still anyone's game.
Yeah, I feel like the gold lead doesn't matter really that much in this game. I think experience to me matters a bit more, and we see Poseidon leading tiny bit by that as well. Oblivion Staff number 2 is finished on Honey, and he's gonna go Orchid soon.
Yep. As for the Storm, he needs that BKB. Again, we see that Lifestealer Infest gank on him, who actually got the kill on the Storm Spirit as well, because he was on a Beyond Godlike streak, so that was a lot of farm. It doesn't look like Anti-Mage got Lich and Chen, so he got himself a double kill, so I don't believe it was him, and I'm not sure exactly who got that last
hit.
It may have been Bane. Bane's sitting on 1,200 gold, so I'm guessing it was maybe him.
Well, actually,
no,
Storm Spirit zips in from afar. It's going to be Lifestealer into this team fight right now. He wants No-Tail. No-Tail really going to go down here. Oh, yes, there's a poison. Or sorry, the Storm Spirit Orchid is going to actually pick the kill.
Ooh, there's a Mana Void. This Storm Spirit needs to be careful. One Mana Void could seal his fate, but he gets the kill on the Anti-Mage before he goes down himself. If Anti-Mage just survives and gets a Mana Void off, that goes completely differently.
Yeah, they don't get the big steal on the Ancient Camp, but they do steal 2 of the big creeps, so a little bit of a boon here from Poseidon.
Storm Spirit going to zip on over as well. He gets sent home. So, Storm Spirit Chen, always a great... It's not just the Storm Spirit lifesteal, it's having the Chen as well, which really justifies this Storm Spirit pick. It's almost one of those cases where it justifies being banned in the second stage, but Fnatic let it through and they're somewhat being punished here for it.
Yeah, well, Fnatic, not particularly in so much trouble they can't win this game yet. Because, I'm just wondering how will they win it. Is it going to be off the back of an Anti-Mage farming away?
The Anti-Mage just seems to be dying a bit too much. He's had a couple of deaths in the recent team fights. He's 4-4, and normally this is where you see Anti-Mage just split pushing and not coming to fights, but he's been trying to come to the fights to help out Fnatic. It worked at the Roshan pit, but apart from that fight, more often than not, it's backfired. He's actually just gone down to the Orchid's grip, going down on Lifestealer. They're going to cancel using the Orchid. The Chain Sport's actually not going to bounce. The Naga Song of the Siren was used, so that's not a great start for Poseidon. The Storm zipping away. Anti-Mage is hot on his tail. Mana Void doing a ton of damage. Storm does have his BKB arriving. It is going to help him a little bit here. Anti-Mage may just try and chase him down. Meanwhile, in the trees, it looks like Fnatic are actually finding kills here. Can they bring down this Lich? Getting very low. One more Soul Assumption going to just be able to bring him down. He hit the creep. Denied by the Chen creep.
Wow, what a player.
Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Bane's gone chasing, and they did chase down the Storm Spirit. There's a TP out, not going to come in time. What happened to the Anti-Mage?
I have no clue. He was chasing with somebody, but man, he got picked off badly.
He died to the Lifestealer.
Okay.
They chased, the Storm got his BKB, and they chased him down for the full 10-second BKB duration, just because he had no mana, but you have to chase for so long to get that kill.
Well, when he was so far from his team, you can get that kill, so...
Well, it's not really... Anti-Mage trading his life for Storm at this point is not worth it, because Storm has his Orchid BKB. Sure, it's a decent kill for Anti-Mage to be getting in terms of gold and farm, but if he's paying for it with his life, it's all of those gains are immediately lost.
Yeah, the items are coming back out here. Pub is going to finish Orchid, not Orchid, it has Aghanim Scepter, very student. Lifesteal's got Face, Drums, Armlet, Basher, so he's very relevant at all. Jotum is going to be playing basically Arcane and going for what I believe to be Heaven's Halberd, and you believe that X_X is picking up what big item?
He just got his BKB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a recent pickup, which, I mean, at this point, Storm is as farmed as you'd hope for him to be. But, well, the Fnatic, they just don't have any sort of similar items coming their way anytime soon. The Manta Cell for Anti-Mage is going to be the next big one, but they've just got the Orchid on Queen of Pain, but at this point, the Orchid doesn't really matter. Like, you can't actually use it to help on the Storm, because Storm's got BKB. It helps a little bit against the Lifestealer if you find him on his own, but if you catch out Lifestealer with his team, you're not going to be able to kill him during that Orchid. There's always Song of the Siren to disengage as well. Naga just such a good hero.
Naga, sometimes she's just really good when she's good, but when she's not good, she's really bad. Does that make any sense? Like, there's some heroes out there that when the situations align, she's one of the best heroes in the game. But when the situations don't align, you gotta switch up the skill build and barely play the hero to a similar potential that you could play him in the ideal scenarios.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what Poseidon can do here at the top lane. They've got their entire team grouped up, and I don't think Fnatic want to fight. I like what they're doing at mid. Just go for a bit of a counter push. Antimage's get it. If he can get this tower gold, he'll be a lot closer to that much-needed Manta style.
Alright, Glyph's gonna come out. The top lane is already kind of pushing in. Radiant's gotta just all TP back. And do it carefully.
Well, Tier 2 tower gets picked up by the Antimate, so not quite Manta style gold, but very close. Problem is, there's going to be initiation in top lane. They're going to burst down the Bane. That's even, well, used a decent chunk of the Storm Spirit's mana, but he's bottling up. He's going to be ready to go again soon.
Arcane Boots even.
Yeah.
Alright, he's got Aegis. No, he doesn't. Excuse me.
Well, he's got almost full mana again. Queen of Pain forced to blink out, and, well, is there a Lifestealer in face? There's a grip onto that Lifestealer.
Okay, the Chain Frost's going to bounce right now to cancel that grip. Oh my god, the Chain Frost is doing so much work. Gets a couple kill right from the get-go. Storm popping his BKB, now focusing on the bot line. Looks like Lich has been focused now, and he's bought back.
Trixie's just hooked his way into like the entire enemy team. In comes the Antimage, huge mana void. They killed the Storm Spirit with the help of Hani with a Scream, and it looks like Song of the Siren being popped a tiny bit too late. If they popped it and saved the Storm Spirit there, great fight for Poseidon, but they lose the Storm. The chase is now on. It looks like they may lose the Naga Siren, who also just bought a gem, so this is a bad hero to lose. He's trying to hide the gem, doesn't succeed in doing so.
Yeah, the trees are right there, and Queen of Pain picked that one up.
Good fight for Fnatic, all things considered. 2 for 2 trade, and trading the Clockwork and Bane for a Storm, a Naga Siren, and a gem, so.
One thing I am concerned about is Poseidon walking into more of a mid to late game, where 35 minutes or so, Crystal Maiden Chen are dead weight. Your Lifestealer's not doing too much because he's.
You mean the Lich Chen, not the Crystal Maiden?
Or yeah, they're both frosty and shit.
Yeah.
The Lich obviously is still powerful with the Chain Frost, but I imagine once the BKB comes out and the Queen of Pain, possibility Clockwork and Anti-Mage probably going to pick up BKB. Chain Frost is not going to do too much.
It's doing a bit more than it normally would, because Familiars are giving it extra targets to bounce off, because otherwise the heroes just split up quite easily, but we've seen the Chain Frost actually do more than you'd normally expect.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think in general, yeah, Poseidon need to be looking towards ending the game with the next Aegis. And that was where they this game went a bit awry for them. I think they'd be in a much better lead. Now, they've got a 5,000 gold lead, but if they claimed the last Aegis and Roshan without a contest and just Fnatic being forced to give it up, they'd be doing so much better right now.
I wonder if that's exactly what they're having in mind right now. They're saying, we're going to be pushing out the lane, be good citizens, making sure none of it is on our river. And then once Roshan spawned and you guys are teleporting back to defend your towers.
Clockwork. Is Storm going to spawn him out here? He was actually smoked up. It does get revealed, but he doesn't find the Clockwork at top.
Okay, well, they're going to find themselves another push coming out in Tier 3 tower. Do you feel like there's some desperation here coming out from Poseidon?
Not really. I think they just feel they can safely siege this. They've got Chen Creeps, they've got Lifesteal on the front line, so they feel they can just siege this using the Lifestealer and Chen Creeps and have Storm zip in for pickoffs should they need it. I think last time they just dived in a bit too far with the Storm, but yeah, they're going to siege this tower. No Glyph is up, so they get themselves... Oh, sorry, Glyph is up. I was clicking on the dire side. They get themselves this easy Tier 3 tower. The Force stuff actually trying to be used to force the Lifestealer in, but it actually pushes them backwards. Slightly mistimed, and well, Illidan, TI3 carry player, gets himself a Tier 3 tower.
Okay. They're having trouble pushing into this. This is like not Medusa of what we've seen, but...
It's still like essentially a free tower they just get. They get themselves some more items, they buy time for Roshan to respawn, and they can even try and re-engage. The great thing that Poseidon can do is just get a pick-off using the Storm Lifestealer zip in, and then get out safely because they have got sleep.
Yep. Or if there is no sleep, he just does the pickaxe.
Yeah. So I think they probably aren't thinking, hey, we're going to get ourselves racks here, but it's more, hey, we're going to at least achieve something here, be it kills, racks damage, just forcing Antimates to stay top lane as well. I mean, well, Lifesteal can probably just force some kind of an engagement here by just right-clicking away on these Raxes. Fnatic have to make something happen here. Someone needs to go in shortly.
I mean, who is going to go in there? Like Clockwork Cook?
Yeah, I think Clockwork, or either Clockwork gets to hook in, or at least just keep running forward and using Cogs to block the lane a bit, like we saw earlier. But for now, they're once again on these Raxes, and this is even. Oh, there's your hook shot in. Cogs immediately. Antimate blinks in. They want to bring down. Want to try and bring down the Illidan here. Illidan on the lifesteal does get brought down before he can even infest, and the Chain Frost does a ton of damage, takes out the Clockwork. Soul Assumption going down. Storm on 7 HP. He goes down to the Familiars, though, before he can TP out. Buyback from the Clockwork. He's got no more hookshot, and the chase is now on. Hani wants more. Hani wants to see what he can find, and he's going to find himself a Chen. Good old juicy horse.
Chen's got a Force out. Blink Force. Oh, no. He's going to get picked off here. Ghost Scepter being used.
This is just delaying the inevitable.
Whoa! Oh.
Hani sees them. They lost Storm and Lifestealer there. Fnatic. They're managing to hold with some great defenses.
Yeah, I mean, Clockwork initiating was fairly decent. Using his Blade Mail really prevents the AoE coming out back to him. But yeah, they picked off a couple of heroes. And Fnatic perhaps on the comeback. They're thinking about Roshaning.
Yeah, that Blade Mail really hurt the Lich, especially there. The Chain Frost was dropped on Clockwork and just melted. Meanwhile, middle lane, Era gets himself a tier 3 tower, so that's a good chunk of gold for him.
Okay.
And if they get Roshan here, it looks like they may do so. There's 15 seconds on Storm Spirit and Lifestealer both being alive, and that's what you kind of need, an infest into Storm to contest this. And alright, Age is going to be on the Fnatic side. They're suddenly well back into this game. If anything, this game now sort of 50-50.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the Aegis now, and the Anti-Mage gives him a ton more free farm, up to 3,800 gold, so Manta Style is going to be coming in about 1,000. So once you do have the Manta, these intelligence heroes have to one-up you by getting things like Hexes, because Manta no longer very effective against Silence.
Yep. Well, Poseidon need to be very careful what they do here. They have got, like, their actual late-game items, they're looking, like, really decent for Storm as well as Lifestealer, but they've got them, essentially they've got 3 supports and 2 core heroes. Like, they don't really have the team fight specialists, the Mag, your Darkseer, your Clockwork. They haven't got that. They've basically got 2...
They got Storm.
Kind of, he doesn't...
I mean,
it's
your
very
team
risky,
fight,
I guess.
Your team fight is Lifestealer jumping in with Storm and then following up Chain Frost.
And then wait for, like, a Song of the Sirens if things go bad.
Right, or Song of Siren first and then do what I just said.
I guess that you're not really setting much up with a Song of the Siren.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, especially when they know Chain Frost is coming, when they see the Lich,
yeah,
they'll just disperse.
You can't, like, who do you actually... Anti-Mage and Queen of Pain can both blink, so if you cast on them, they just blink and it doesn't bounce at all. The supports are going to be sitting way at the back. Clockwork is kind of the main target for it, but he has Blade Mail, so Lich just dies.
Yeah, it's a fairly tough game here for Poseidon now.
Yeah. I think moving forward, they're actually in a bit of trouble here. There's a smoked up Fnatic sword waiting for them at top lane.
Oh, they see the Alpha Wolf. They don't... Oh.
Song, really nice song. I do like that. If they can bring down the Bane right away, this could be a good fight for them. It looks like they're going to try and do so. There's a silence on the Lifesteal before we can raid, so Storm trying to chase down No-Tail here. He may have to use another silence. Nope, he does do so. Meanwhile, the Chain Frost bouncing around, finding creeps here, finding Honey as well. Anti-Mage blows up the Lich, doing a ton of damage. Lifestealer... Well, actually, no, Lifesteal's just fine. That was actually the Anti-Mage going down with an Aegis, and now the respawn's coming. Anti-Mage is going to be on the hunt here. Honey getting very low. Ghost Scepter is up on him, and that actually keeps him alive. The Storm! He gets forced out. The Scream is there from Honey. They get the kill. Era, meanwhile, Instant goes down a second time. The Aegis not saving his life. Queen of Pain goes down to the tower. They've lost Queen of Pain and Anti-Mage. It looks like they're going to lose Trixie as well. The Lifestealer makes sure of that. 4 heroes down on the Fnatic side. A buyback from the Anti-Mage, and all 3 core heroes go down.
Man.
A smoke gank should not end like that.
Yeah, I mean, they got just... I mean, you talked about worst initiation in a team fight. It's the Storm jumping in, and then you have everybody following up.
Yeah. That was meant to be the Lifestealer killing the Bane there, using his Rage and Abyssal Blade, but he got immediately silenced before he could actually attack the Bane. Like,
yeah.
He could have used his Abyssal Blade, like, he decided against it.
And when he had Abyssal Blade, he just used on...
Did he kill someone else with it, or...?
The Lifestealer, he
oh, wow.
kind of... sorry.
The Anti-Mage or Quap?
No. The Lifestealer, I think, killed the Anti-Mage with the Abyssal Blade.
The first time, at least.
Right, Anti-Mage bought back and then just, gave him the same thing.
Yeah. Well, he respawned with the Aegis, yeah. Well, that's problematic for Fnatic. They do buy back the Anti-Mage just because I think they figure he can start pushing out lanes and getting his farm back up, but... 36 minutes into the game, and after Fnatic started getting some momentum, they just give it all back to Poseidon.
Yeah, they can't do it this game. I feel like they're still doing okay right now, trying to jungling, making sure they don't lose too much. This game is very tight. It's back and forth. They go right now. Poseidon leading by 2,500 gold.
Yeah.
Experience flat 0. Both teams very similar in terms of the level.
And look towards Storm picking up a Hex fairly soon. Actually hasn't progressed much beyond. He had this ultimate orb a while ago, I feel, but hasn't picked up anything since then. Lifesteal's had this Abyssal Blade for a while. No real item progression in. He's got 2k gold. Probably start building towards something like an Assault Crest next. But in general, Poseidon still have a bit of a ways to go before their next big items are going. But they want to try and take this at the top lane. They want to really break these top Raxes. Knowing Anti-Mage has no buyback, Anti-Mage picks up a Talisman of Evasion. This will help him survive a decent amount.
Anti-Mage may not have buyback, but Queen of Pain does.
Okay.
And Bane does. I'm not sure how many those buyback means.
Life's still going to try force out the Glyph here. Glyph gets used, they back off, especially considering that Rage is about to wear off. And they'll wait for that Rage to come back up and try and make another go on this Raxus with Glyph on cooldown.
This is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the push going on here.
Well, I think Storm should just be... I'd love to see Boots of Travel on Storm, because you've got the Chen for the send back. Oh, Storm actually zips into a Cogs here, pushed back. If Storm had Boots of Travel, he could just go in, insta-kill a hero, get sent back to base, and then TP back in.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing that. Obviously, it doesn't build Boots of Travel right now, so they can't make that play yet. But look at that. Rage into right click. They're going to get himself a melee Rax, and they'll probably just back off now. Silence up top here. They want... Ooh, Song's going to get used. I think this is where you fight here. You turn back on the anti-mage. Hopefully, you get the right one.
You go in the Anti-Mage, they may look for someone else here. The Rage is up on the life, so they do go directly onto the Anti-Mage. He's instead in place. He's getting chain stunned by the Centaurs. What a Mana Void coming out. Lifestealer and Nagasaran go down. Anti-Mage does finally die, but the damage is done. It looks like Poseidon are going to lose multiple more heroes. Soul Assumption on the high ground. The tower, the evasion almost saving his life. Queen of Pain missing with the high ground attack. Now moves on to the next target. The Storm Spirit brought down. Poseidon lose 4. These two teams just trading team fights back and forth. First, Fnatic get wiped at top lane. Now Poseidon getting wiped over near the enemy base.
I think if you're trading kills, in the broad general theory, I think it favors Fnatic a little bit more. They're working with more cores and arguably better cores, so they could use it go individually a little bit better. Whereas Storm Spirit using Storm Spirit's got a Lifestealer to back him up as well, though. Hard to say. I think Anti-Mage outclasses a Lifestealer in terms of late game carry.
Yeah, and I think for the Radiant team, they've got like basically the Dire team have 3 supports, whereas the Radiant team have two core heroes plus a Clockwork to help them within the team fights and initiations, whereas the Dire team just have a Lich as well as Chen, who are really true hard supports. Nagasaran, if he was actually setting something up with the Song of the Siren, like we saw there, you Song of the Siren everyone, and what looks like a setup really isn't, because you've got no like Torrent Bow, there's no actual Enigma Black Hole, there's no actual follow-up lockdown or spells which need to be landed. So the Song of the Siren doesn't help initiate, it only helps to disengage and retreat.
To me, he also kind of song, I think, after the first barrage of spells were thrown out.
Yeah.
For Fnatic, that means Fnatic got free cooldowns on their spells. Whereas you didn't cast anything of yours, and then, you know, they just get one more wave of free spells than you do. So when you use a song, you got to be very careful, and we're very aware of how many spells has been casted so far in the game.
Well, Fnatic doing their best here to try to force this 1-1 draw here in game number 2, and, well, I'm sure some people who are betting rares on this, I think Poseidon was something like 20%.
20%, or it's like 82 or something.
That's a lot of a lot of rares to be won if Poseidon take this game too and cause an upset. You see some people really hoping for this Fnatic comeback. Queen of Pain with an Ethereal Blade is going to be the next item to start leading that comeback. Anti-Mage's getting close to a Butterfly. Still needs the Eagle Song though. He's just buying up what he can. His buyback on cooldown for 1 more minute, and, well, Poseidon want to take another push in. Knowing that buyback's maybe not up yet, they want to try to get themselves another set of Raxes. So even though that fight went so bad, we still have to take into consideration Fnatic did lose a melee Rax. Double damage Lifestealer as well. Here going to try maybe breach the high ground.
These
He
cogs.
gets enfeebled. This is maxed enfeeble as well, which is the other big thing which is slowing down these Poseidon pushes, having level 4 enfeeble.
Definitely a very long range castable spell. Minus 74 on Storm Spirit.
Alright, well, Poseidon maybe realizing they can't exactly go for this. They want to wait for the next Roshan with Aegis and Cheese, but at the same time, Fnatic, almost without a doubt, will try and contest it.
Yeah. Fnatic, the ability to hook in from afar, the ability to blink in, send burst of familiar, and scout, it's just really, really risky. Unless you just go Lifestealer Storm and, you know, 2 people take it. And show yourself mid, show yourself on the bot lane, make sure that they think you're spread out. then I think that's where getting it becomes a lot easier.
As long as Poseidon don't lose a fight, though, they can make sure Fnatic don't get it. They've got the Song of the Siren, so...
Ooh, look at the spill. Shotgun.
Yeah. Ethereal Blade is there. It's nice against the lifesteal. You can also save teammates with it as much. I mean, the nuke burst damage is nice and all, but saving teammates also can
Actually, it's a huge part. If Abyssal goes on anti-mage, you have to shotgun him.
Yeah.
So it's like somewhat equivalent to like a disruption or an astral imprisonment as like a defensive for your carry up top. Arrow, it's gonna get zipped. Mantas immediately.
That's okay. Storm forcing out the Manta cooldown, so if they can find an opening to go in the next 30 seconds, but it's actually not Poseidon with heroes top, it's Fnatic who have their entire team up near this top lane. Well, Life's still going to start rotating. The rest of Poseidon, they've got their 3 support heroes sort of venturing towards this top lane. Lich has picked up a Talisman of Evasion, which is actually going to help out a decent amount against this anti-mage.
I guess he's gonna be going for Heaven's Halberd, a good amount of HP.
What, you don't think it's the Butterfly Lich?
I like my Butterfly Lich, but
Probably not.
Butterfly Rush is probably not something I could advocate for any hero.
Maybe if it was like a late game Butterfly, like you should be going for as like third or fourth item, of course.
Or Desolator, Daedalus.
After the Desolator, you wanted the Butterfly. Of course.
Daedalus Lich is actually really good.
Yeah, I like going DPS.
Throw that one out there.
Well, I don't know about really good, but it's DPS Lich is some good fun.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to see a Butterfly, I don't think. He could be smoking what Bulldog was smoking when he went Aghanim's Bounty Hunter.
Yo, that's some good smoke. Good shit, man.
Well, Roshan respawning shortly, and Poseidon, they're already poised at the Roshan pit, and it's actually Anti-Mage top. And if he shows himself top, Poseidon, no. They can maybe grab Roshan soon, and I think for Era, realizing Roshan's not spawning soon, doesn't push out top, doesn't even show himself. Clockwork Rocket's going to be coming in, scouting out the pit, just preparing for this. Well,
Era, now going to be CSing away. He's going to be finishing his Butterfly soon. I'm surprised that none of these players are really saving for buyback, especially Era. I guess he's saving for buyback?
Yeah, I think he might be. He picked up the Talisman after he bought back last time, so... I'd be surprised if he buys the Butterfly here. Having buyback is going to be the essential thing to keep him in the game. And Era's actually... They're not reacting to Roshan right now. Are Fnatic just giving this up? Rocket going to scout it out?
Okay, they see it. It's a half HP.
It looks like Poseidon, they're committing to this. Yep.
They're going to give it away.
Okay. And they see Anti-Mage top, so they know they don't even have to sleep to secure this. They've just straight up got this.
I'm not
this
sure
is
whether...
Aegis and Cheese, so yeah, Cheese on a Storm.
I feel like that's a very questionable decision for Fnatic. Maybe they just say we can't really get there in time, which is a very fair point.
It puts them at a big disadvantage. I guess it's just a question of what could Fnatic have even done anything about it.
I think if Anti-Mage finishes Butterfly before the next team fight, yeah, I think he'll do okay. It depends on how well his team survive. That's going to be a big contributing factor, whether they win that team fight as well. I mean, there's a lot of tank on Poseidon. The Frost Armor, the Mech, the Hand of God. It's tough to actually kill people with.
Alright, well, Anti-Mage buys the Butterfly, so no buyback on him for some time. And I think considering Poseidon are coming at them with a Cheese and Aegis, you need all the items you can get to defend this, maybe. And if he stays top for a bit longer, he may farm enough gold for that buyback. And if he gets a kill or two in the team fight, you can kind of hope for that buyback gold, but he needs still at least another sort of 1,500 before he has it.
1,000.
Okay. Yeah, not too bad.
Okay. 1,000 for AM is like jokes.
Yeah.
Especially if he gets a last
Yeah, this tier 2 tower, it looks like he may get, because Poseidon are committing to this bottom lane push. So Anti-Mage, rightly so, will stay top, get this tier 2 tower, and that'll be his buyback gold. Storm with a Hex now, though. Oh, they want to fight top. Is there a glyph? They're going to glyph this. They're going to try to kill Era. Era immediately blinks out. I like that. Didn't get greedy at all.
Well,
I'm not sure if they saw the Storm TP or what, but...
The rest of the team gotta be not also greedy as well. Tower
misses a deny.
She had 3 solo mid players. Alright.
Well, your Fnatic TI3 team going to retreat themselves out of the top lane. Era back to farming at bottom. He's up to 1,700 gold, so just about has the buyback money.
I'm not really convinced now in terms of who's got the better late game. It's just... As much as Anti-Mage is king of late games, there is Abyssal Blade, there is a Hex on the map, and they could just easily kill Era and then just go push.
And it looks like Lifesteal are going to be going for a Linken's, which can help deal with the Enfeeble as well as the grips coming out. The Enfeeble actually makes a decent difference here, so blocking that with Linken's, not bad. There's not much else to actually cancel it. Like, I mean, Shadow Strike unlikely to even be cast because the animation for it basically screws you over as a Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
It's one of those things in the late game Queen of Pain, very rarely do you get a chance to use Shadow Strike in a 5v5 fight, not unless you find a hero isolated.
Yeah, maybe you could go for a chasing kill, and that's where Shadow Strike become useful, but he's leveling up that spell, and, you know, like you said, it's somewhat questionable.
Right. Well, Poseidon go down the middle lane now. Antimage does have his buyback gold, does have his butterfly as well. But there's answers to him. There's hexes. There's enough sort of lockdown as well with the Storm Spirit. And in general, this is something where Fnatic have to be careful. Storm Spirit's going to be looking for a jump and a pick off. Ideally, he finds a hero who doesn't have buyback, but most of these Radiant heroes do right now.
Who doesn't have a buyback, nor who actually is Clock. Clock is just staying on the front line.
Clock does. He's got buyback. He gets 4 stuff out of his own cogs, and he's going to be okay here. That was also a hex being used, but Poseidon, they're forced back. Antimate's going for Raxus here, and there's actually nothing protected. It's Eric needing him not to get caught out here. The zip, the chase is there, and Storm, I don't think he can get this. He's got no hex. Oh, Mana Boy was searching, but there's a silence coming out from... Oh, BKB as well as Cheese being popped. Eric could be in trouble. He has got buyback, but he may pay for this with life. Abyssal Blade is there. Eric going to be brought down. It costs him a cheese, but well worth it if they can force his buyback now.
Yeah, Anti-Mage does have the buyback goal.
Lifestealer has to go heal up. He's got no mana, though.
Don't they have an
Well,
urn?
they've got Arcane on Naga. Yeah, they're fine.
I swear they have an urn. Looks like they don't, so never mind. So
Not so much for the... He just needs the mana, which is going to come from Medved here.
Okay. They also have a secondary Arcane Boots, I believe.
Chen? No, Chen with just brown boots.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. This Chen, speaking of which, Mech, Force, Vlad's, Ghost Scepter, all the utility items you could hope for in the world.
Yeah. You just have to add Yule Scepter on top, and that would be all the utility.
Even build towards a Hex here. Get another Hex. That was a good job of Poseidon, though, counteracting that split push the Antimage was trying to do with the backdooring of Raxus. They were going to try to force his buyback now. Storm, looking for vision here. Is that Infest up? Yeah, Infest is up, and I think we look for probably an Infest and just try to pick off someone like the Queen of Pain or the Clockwork. Even the Bane, just because the Bane's such a useful hero for defending here.
No, just gonna walk up the hill and start hitting tower. Draws out the glyph.
Well, glyph now being used, and well, Lifesteal back on the tower. Antimate still saving that buyback.
Okay, Soul Assumption wooden down on the
see.
Lifestealer. Storm's gonna initiate. Oh my god, that's a 4-stab back if I ever saw
And
it.
a Ethereal Blade to help keep him alive.
Okay.
There's your buyback from Antimage, and Poseidon have already disengaged, so they've still got the song as well, should Fnatic chase.
Ooh, they won't chase.
I don't think Poseidon have to fully retreat here. I still think they can linger around if they want to. They do some dewarding here on the high ground. There goes your Infest, and Storm. Who's he going to jump on here?
Oh, it's going to be on Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain 4-staff. Nicely done here from his ally. Lifestealer back in the middle here, down to about half HP.
Bane could have almost gone for a grip there on the Lifestealer. He was really far forward. I guess there is an Aegis, but I don't think it would. I guess it maybe would have forced a sleep. At this point, sleep to cancel a grip is a good sleep, because what else do you need the sleep for? Unless you're like trying to just retreat and TP out.
It really allows somebody just, you know, it really allows you to set up a good Sonic Wave if you want to line it up. You know, set things. Oh, Storm Zip.
I think just trying to get Revenant for the high ground vision here. Lifesteal goes in again with Rage on, and this tier 3 tower just getting worked away. This is what happened at top lane. Poseidon just got a tower and Raxus with no fight. There goes your list Chain Frost. This is actually bouncing really well, the Bane, and multiple heroes. This Chain Frost is just disgusting. It's still bouncing. It finds the Bane, it finds the Illusions, finds the Visage again. That Chain Frost just wrecked house. Antimage dies a second time. He's got no buyback. Storm Spirit does go down, but I think Storm can buy back if he can. It could be the end of Fnatic. Honey's still trying to fight. He's trying to hold the ground, so he goes down. He's going to have to buy back. He cannot buy back, though. He just died twice. Queen of Pain dies twice. Antimage dies with no buyback. GG comes out after a Storm buyback, and it's all over for Fnatic. A 2-0 loss in their opening match against Poseidon.
That's the first time I've ever seen a 10 bounce.
That was the, like, normally late game Lich ultis, it just doesn't really, it never lives up to your...
It's a mini stun.
Your expectations for it just get shattered every time, but that was a huge Lich ulti.
It had a perfect amount of, like, stuff and creeps and familiars.
Illusions even. Like
anti-mage illusions that was bouncing off of... I mean, you kill an anti-mage illusion, you kill an anti-mage illusion, that's okay.
It was like going from Visage, Anti-Mage illusion, Visage, Bane, like, I don't know what happened. That was just a big old ping pong ball bouncing all around, and, well, people's rares, goodbye. Down the drain. 22% chance, whatever it was that Poseidon had, was like all it took.
6-1, 5-1.
That's a lot of rares.
Yeah.
Well, Na'Vi vs. rox.kis coming up next, and
one more best of 2 series.
Yep. As for rox.kis, a win here would give them a really good position. And Poseidon, the good news for them is they're now 4-2. They lost 0-2 to rox.kis, but if they can like 1-1 Na'Vi, maybe they go through.
But right now it's rox.kis versus Na'Vi.
Yes.
And if somehow rox.kis wins this best 2-0, they are mathematically through this group, right?
They're 6-0, so yes.
Yeah.
Or I think at worst there's maybe like a 3-way tie with 3 teams on 6-2 at the end.
I don't think there's.
I don't know how that happens, but we can see here. I don't know what all the possibilities are. You guys figure it out. Na'Vi going to have their opening match shortly against rox.kis, and rox.kis, well, they're doing. It's amazing to look at rox.kis and Poseidon, both teams already with 4 wins here, and 4 wins isn't guaranteeing you advance. You need to. So far, all the teams who advance have been like 6-7 wins, so
yes,
very close. This group could end up with 4 teams all hovering around the 5-6 win mark, and it could be the first group where we may need some tiebreakers.
Well, I don't know if Fnatic is going to be part of that.
Yeah, that's a bad start from. At this point they've got to beat rox.kis, beat Scary Faces.
I mean, what went wrong in this game? It never felt like they made huge mistakes.
They were just playing from behind from the start. It felt like.
So you're saying that if it was even from the beginning, then
I think
it's just to me like in the late game, Storm was able to zip
Storm won mid lane too hard. That was ultimately, I think, that was the biggest
against
factor.
a 3 pulled Queen of Pain.
Yeah,
double salve and a tango.
I think that was the biggest downfall for Fnatic was that middle lane.
I'm thinking of the late game here, where Storm was able to zip in every single time initiate.
Yeah.
When was the one time that he did not do that?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we talk about late game Visage maybe not being as strong as, or Visage as a hero in general not being as strong as some people think. So maybe that's also part of it. Well, I don't know. Fnatic in trouble. We'll see what they do in their next series, which is going to be tomorrow, I believe. They're not sure who. I think they're not versing Na'Vi until the day after, but tomorrow they probably verse rox.kis. I'm not 100% sure. But our last match of the day, guys, as mentioned, Na'Vi versus rox.kis. That's going to be coming up shortly. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it's on.
Cool.